What is up, Cahir Club, and welcome back to another CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody has been having a great start to their week. Yeah, it is a Monday, which is a bit of a boo, but Monday is now mostly, if not entirely, over for, I'd assume most people. Hello, Brugger, and hello, Morax as well. How goes it? I hope you've all been well. I hope you're looking forward to your rerun banner as well. Banner as well, Morax. But yeah, today we're back with shiny Dudunsparce hunting. Of course, this is the shiny hunt where I shiny hunt for Triple Segment Dudunsparce, which has a 1 in 100 chance of appearing, which very much nicely counteracts the whole ease of getting shinies in this game, I will say. I've been enjoying this hunt a decent amount just because it's lasting a while, unlike most hunts in Scarlet and Violet, which... But yeah, let's hop into things, because we do also have a mystery gift to collect. I've not collected my Mew yet. Or maybe I should wait until there are a few more people around to collect my Mew. I think I might, actually. We'll go a lap or two. A lap or two before nabbing my Mew. I don't apologize, actually. I was going to say I apologize for that joke, but no. If I apologize for that joke, that implies I'm not going to say anything similar ever again. Which is untrue. I will. Anyway. Here we are. Outside Area 0. Now the biggest question... is, of course... Can I remember the sandwich recipe? Which is... It is the big question. The sandwich recipe is the big question. I know it's tofu, but what things is it? I think it's salty and sour. You can finally watch the stream on your Switch. I'm gonna be honest, I did notice you hop onto YouTube. I was wondering if that was what was going on there. Spicy, is it spicy? I'm not sure if it was spicy. We'll find out. It's not like we lose much. We can just reset if I'm wrong. Normal sandwich to start off the stream. Spicy and salty. I'm pretty sure sour was one of them, though. Like 90% sure that one of them was sour. So the other one being salty makes sense in my head. My feelings of disgust towards this sandwich don't involve spice. I feel like they would if that were the case. Let's see what we got. Sparkling, title, and encounter power normal. Okay, no, I was correct. I was right in my assessment. You'll love to see it. Alright. Now that that is all sorted, it is time to hop down to research station number 4 for some Dudunsparce. Yeah, I'll collect the Mew later. Oh, I need my counter on screen. My high-tech, very advanced shiny counter. Obviously, we might not get any soon, but honestly, maybe that would be a best-case scenario, though, right? Save my luck up for other things. Like possible Genshin Impact banners I might be planning on pulling on. I don't know, I've always managed to view luck as a very transactional thing. And I feel like that's a mindset I need to break out of at some point. You know? I always, like... I'm in the mindset where if something lucky happens to me, it's gonna be... counteracted. You swear spicy and salty also works? That's why on some streams you help with the sandwiches. I've always done salty and sour. I mean, that's just what it says on the site I use generally. There's, like, multiple ways to make the different sandwiches. And also sometimes, like, there's more leniency if you use more ingredients, I've found. I've not found, I've heard. I've just been lucky. Is that one? No, it's not. Is it? No. Felix, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. We're back with the Dunsparce hunt. Hell yeah, love a good Dunsparce. Boing. Alright, yeah. Would be nice to get it this stream, all the same. The Sparse has remained elusive so far, eh? How was my weekend? My weekend was pretty solid. Rather uneventful, but solid all the same. I'll be honest, I've spent most of the weekend catching up on the Sumeru Archon quest in Genshin Impact. Because, obviously, the new region is releasing on Wednesday. And I would like to start the story when that update launches, instead of after then. Oh shit, that means I should get a clip ready tomorrow instead of the day after tomorrow. Oh, fuck, I need to say something funny so I can clip it. Balls. Candice. Bidoof. That one will do numbers. You say the word Bidoof and every Pokemon fan's head explodes. You literally just have to, like, imply Bidoof. And you'll get, like, a round of applause from the entire Pokemon community. You go, Bidoof God? And everyone will lose their minds. It's like half the Pokemon community is sleeper agents. Pokemon fans when there's Bidoof at the function. Alright. Do 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 ba bow bow ba 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 da do da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. But yes. The new Mew event is exciting, I will say. Additionally, we've got confirmation that they're going to be bringing back all starter Pokemon, or, as they called them in the stream, first partner Pokemon. Which I think might be the official name for starters. Like, I hate to say it, guys. I think starter Pokemon might actually be called first partner Pokemon. But I'm gonna be honest. Starter rolls off the tongue better. Like, first partner, it's not a mouthful by any means, you know. You can say first partner rather easily. But, like, why would I say that instead of starter? Because it's the Pokemon you start with. Just a lot more logical and, you know, clean to me. Not a fan, personally. Will be nice to have Bulbasaur and Popplio over in this game, though. Although, I don't know, I've always been in support of the Dex cut. Because there are over 1,000 Pokemon. You can't expect them to put over 1,000 Pokemon in every game for the, like, future, you know? like, in 9 generations, we got to 1,000 Pokemon. There was, like, a slowdown in Gen 6 and 7, which means that we could, like, reach 2,000 anywhere between, like, Gen 16 and... Gen, like, 20. If Pokemon last that long, I guess, but that's not the point. Like... You can and will. Like, can and will what? I've entirely forgotten how I phrased what I'm talking about. Will we ever reach that point? I hope so. I mean, yeah, I feel like that is a big question, but, like, all the same, I'd say 1,000's, like, too many already. Verging on, if not already straight up, too many. But I'm not sure about them advertising the fact that Pokemon are in the game, you know? Like... I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way a bit. Like, yeah, no, I agree. You shouldn't have to add 1,000 Pokemon into the game. But being like, wow, guys, look, who's in this game? Just seems a little bit disingenuous, in a way. I'm also not sure how I feel about starter Pokemon just being in the wild. Although, I guess it makes sense if it's in the Part 2, because the Part 2 is like a biome. That's the wrong button here. Expect at least 1,000 mons in the game. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. You know, things are pretty solid in this corner. I hope things are doing well with you as well. I saw someone say something like that on Twitter. Yeah, no, like, they definitely, like, got me thinking about it as well. Like, I wasn't sure, but I did just realize that, like, the whole point of the Part 2 of the DLC is that it's, like, in biomes, so it makes sense for them to, like, get rarer Pokemon in there. So actually, I think that makes sense. I was going to bring up the fact that, like, I'm not sure I like it, because they're supposed to be rare, but I guess half the point of those areas is they're probably meant to carry rare Pokemon, right? So it makes sense for there to be rare Pokemon in the biomes made to carry rare Pokemon. And to be fair, starter Pokemon have been in the wild for a while. They're in the wild in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Kind of in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Even more kind of in X and Y. Yeah. I feel like that guy just complains a lot, so he kind of disregarded it. That's fair. Which I can't remember who said it. Was it Lutsu? I feel like most big Pokemon accounts just complain a lot these days, though. Yep, yeah, no. Like... They kind of do. And when people call them out, they get angry. Like... I can see disagreement with starters being available in the wild. Because, like, they are meant to be those kind of rare Pokemon, but, like, I literally just realized, oh, wait. That DLC is literally, like, a bloody... What do you call it? Man-made biome. They could put whatever the fuck they want in it. So it makes sense they'd put starters. Why are you in the wall? Makes sense they put starters in it. Maybe we'll even get a reference where, like, a lot of professors end up getting their starters from that area. It's honestly funny that starter Pokemon tend to be the first Pokemon in their Pokedex, even though they're, like, hella rare. Like, the starter Pokemon are at the very beginning of, like, this Pokemon database. Because the professor likes them and gives them to 10-year-olds. Like, they have no business being there. They have no business even being in the decks, in considering they're not even native to the region, seemingly. Anyway, you're excited to have a team of 6 Snivy, hell yeah. I might get a bunch of Bulbasaur. And Primarina. I'll transfer my Primarina over from Swoosh. It interests me that it's the second half of the DLC that we're getting that in, though. Like, that whole trailer was just a trailer for the second half of the DLC. Instead of anything from the first half, which is interesting. Which I guess confirms that, Raikou and Cobalion and a possible Entei and Terrakion are going to be in the second half. I wonder if we'll get an Area Zero expansion then or what. Oh yeah, found a copy of Pokemon Scarlet for 20 quid. How are you so good at finding these bargains, Rob? I swear, like, every time you're, like, saying you've just bought something, you reveal that you bought something insane at just, like, a really nice price. Like, Scarlet for 20 quid. Cash converters. Ah, fair. Hello, Yetacat. How goes it? I hope your week's been getting off to a good start. We're doing more shiny Dunsparce hunting today. Back at it again. With the Dun hunt. Yeah. We're also talking about the new trailers that was released at the end of Worlds for the second half of the update, for the second half of the deal. Second half of the DLC. No, words. 5 quid for delivery? Oh god, now it's 25 quid, which is definitely over the retail price. Wait. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the DLC. It looks like it's going to be fun. Gonna be interesting as well. A lot of people are going around claiming that the new thing for, like, at the end of the trailer they revealed a new thing when you, like, do the Terror type thing, and everyone's been like, oh my god, new type! What? Did we watch the same trailer? It's clearly just some kind of the Pokemon is every type at once type thing. Like, I don't think that's that hard to comprehend that, oh, it's all of the types. They get a hat with all of the type symbols on it. So, maybe it works like Arceus's plate, where they, like, change type to resist every attack, and change type to be super effective on every attack. We lost reading comprehension a long time ago. We did, didn't we? That's the thing that annoys me with, like, online YouTube theories nowadays. Because, like, well, online theories nowadays in general. So what, it will get all the weaknesses? I'd imagine it gets all the resistances, or maybe they, like, nerf it and it is, like, weak to everything but strong against everything. Depends. It also depends if, like, What was it called? Yeah. It also depends if, it's like every Pokemon can do it, because they kind of kept that ambiguous, I feel. Like, at what Pokemon might be able to do it. People are starting to leave the walls already and go, what if we get Terra forms? And, like, for Terrapagos and, Ogerpon, yeah, it looks like we are, but every Pokemon? Let's, like, not get our hopes too high. I know this is rich coming from me, oh no, rich coming from me after, like, the whole Mewtwo shenanigan, but I don't know, I feel like the Terraforms aren't gonna be a thing. Because that doesn't make much sense outside of Terrapagos, and I'm sure we'll get an explanation for Ogerpons. You saw a Patterrz Raikou designed after a long-necked dinosaur months. Oh yeah, no, I also saw that. It was in a Tyranitar Tube video, I saw it. It's funny how everyone went, obviously Raikou's going to be a Diplodocus. Is that its name? I don't actually know. It's going to be like a long-necked lad. Like, mostly jokily, and then it just was. I just like... I get that its design's goofy, but it's also kind of cool, you know? Like, the fact that its, like, mane has been made into, like, that weird thing wrapping around its head, insinuating it's, like, a thundercloud, and the rest of its body is, like, a lightning bolt. Like, that's awesome. I love that idea. There was a screenshot of Baxcalibur using it on Terra Blast, but unless they bring new moves for it, I guess that's the only one you can use it on. Oh, that'd make sense. In fact, I think that would give more credence to the idea that it resists everything, right? In my head it would, at least. Because if it's not that useful, I guess it would give you stab on all moves. That's a good point, it would give you stab on all moves. Maybe it gives you the full Terra boost on all moves, so 200%. I'll be interested to see if that kind of thing's legal in tournament play, because unless it does genuinely have a good drawback, what would be the point of giving your Pokemon literally any other Terra type? All of a sudden the optimal Terra type for, like... Oh, maybe there will only be allowed to be one on each team. But even then, like, you'd want to be terrestrializing that Pokemon instead, wouldn't you? I don't know, I'm interested to see how it works. I doubt it'll be that game-breaking of a mechanic, though. The issue is it really can't be, because that's like an issue that kind of came up in Worlds, because a guy got banned for genning in Pokemon, basically. I'm sure multiple people got banned for genning in Pokemon, but there was one person who publicly was like, yeah, I got banned for genning in Pokemon, and that kind of sparked up a lot of the conversation. I mean, Terra Blast is 60 power special attack, so against a special defense tank it won't do much, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it just changes its thing based on your highest stat, right? So Terra Blast is physical if you've got a higher attack stat. But yeah, I'm not going to get into the whole conversation of whether hacking is legal, or hacking should be legal or not. What I am going to say is I think it's a bit unfair to limit, like, really powerful concepts like that behind DLC. You don't think you ever taught any of your Pokemon Terra Blast? That's fair. I mean, Terra Blast is like, what's it called? It often tends to be more useful on Pokemon with specific Terra types that you want that Terra Blast to be a coverage move for. Like Hidden Power, more or less. And, like, I don't think anyone uses Hidden Power in a main playthrough. But yeah, like, locking important things behind a paywall seems pretty shitty to me. Like, for example, Urshifu is currently one of the kings of the meta, but you have to get Sword and Shield and the DLC to get an Urshifu, unless you have someone trade it to you. But not everybody really has that luxury, and also, like... Actually, I don't know, you might be able to just use bottle caps or something, but, point being, like... Which form? Yes. Urshifu in general is DLC locked. In fact, to evolve it, you need the DLC, right? I mean, if they pay to fly to Japan, then... I mean, yeah, but you shouldn't expect them to, like, shill out other things, you know? Like... Yeah, obviously paying to go to Japan is an expense. But even outside of Worlds itself, any tournament kind of becomes, like, gains a paywall for some more optimal strategies, which just seems kind of shitty to me. And if this new Terror type thing is genuinely a game changer and it's locked behind DLC, that just seems really shitty. No, you mean is it the Dark or the Water one that's a meta thing? I don't know which one is the meta thing at the moment. I just know that Urshifu is commonly used in teams. But, like, they've done a good job at stopping it being as much of a time sink with, like, a lot of things they've added with, like, the bottle caps. And ease of access of, like, cash and EV training items now. And it looks like the EV resetting items are going to be easily accessible in the DLC. Although that's also another DLC thing. Like, I'm just not sure about them, like, locking so much of the metagame behind expecting you to buy other games and DLC for the game. It just seems... like, it's a natural consequence of how it's gonna work, you know? Pokemon games are 60 quid, you can transfer in other Pokemon to use in these things as well. So, like, it's a consequence of just the fact it's a game franchise. But it feels like it should be more thought through. Mr. Human, hello, how goes it? Welcome. I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. We're doing some Triple Segment Dudunsparce hunting today. For the, shiny Triple Segment. Oh, I forgot to increment. We've gotten one Dunsparce so far. You heard people saying one of those new moves is going to be a big counter to it. You don't remember which. Yeah, no, I think it was Raikou. Maybe it's the water type one then. But, yeah, no, that makes sense, especially if Rapid Strike is priority. Because that's kind of the move's, like, thing, isn't it? Stopping priority moves. Which I think is a pretty interesting concept for an attack. I'm guessing it only works on priority moves as well, which means it's a very, like, niche attack. But yeah, sounds like it's Sucker Punch. Wait, does Sucker Punch make priority moves flinch? Have I entirely misunderstood one of the key aspects of Sucker Punch this whole time, or... because I always just assumed that Sucker Punch was a priority attack that only hits if your opponent attacks. No, the Thunder one. Yeah, no, I know you're talking about the Thunder one, but you're comparing the Thunder one to Sucker Punch, when the Thunder one makes the Pokemon flinch if they're using a priority move. Or at least that's how I understood what was going on there. Is it causes priority moves. So like Sucker Punch but more specific, yeah. Which again, I think is a pretty cool concept. Because it's a very like high risk, high reward type beat. Now, I thought that was the one Hariyama was using against Caesar. That was the one Hariyama was using against Caesar. You're right, you're right. All the moves fused in my head, oops. My condolences, Rob, for Caesar getting smacked by Hariyama. Your boy was featured in a trailer just to get fucked over. But yeah, you're right. What does Thunderclap do then? Does Thunderclap just Sucker Punch? I mean, I guess that's exactly what you said, isn't it? But yeah, yeah, I think so, just electric. That's still pretty solid, though. And yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it countering Urshifu, so I'm guessing that it, is Water-type Urshifu that's currently ruling the meta. Would make sense. But yeah, I'm interested to see where that Psychic and Fighting attack's going to come in. Like, are they just going to be available on Pokemon and, like, re-added in the DLC? Or are they going to be, like, tutor moves? Kind of like how Sword and Shield introduced a new tutor move of literally every single type. Also, like, that Psychic move that stops you from healing. That's going to be a good one. Although pretty situational, right? How much is healing a thing in the meta at the moment? Like, it's nice to have an attacking move that stops healing. That isn't just heal block. Yeah, 5-hit move that crits with loaded dice would explain it. Oh, that's true. I don't know if people still do stalling. Goldengo? Just in general, not... Wait, but that... No, that... Wait. Would that... Yeah, no, it would. Goldengo's ability stops moves that whole purpose is to do status. If they attack, and that's a secondary effect, it still goes through. So that's the point, but does Goldengo run Recover? I don't know much about the meta, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's cool they're, like, deliberately trying to add in viable moves and stuff, but, like, the meta isn't my forte. My only real opinion on the meta is obviously, like, the whole paywall thing, because I just think that seems scummy. But I think it's cool how they're, like, leaning into the meta, although I can't help but wonder if they're leaning too much into the meta, and kind of sacrificing a bit of what makes Pokemon Pokemon, you know? Like, the competitive Pokemon scene, I'm gonna be honest, kind of helps... Well, it's kind of been, like, part of the reason Pokemon hasn't evolved as a franchise much. Because they can't exactly entirely... Oh, okay. Didn't realize it had been half an hour already. Because, brain. No brain. Oh, hi, Garganical. Like, the games have to function similarly for the meta to still work. Do you have the Shiny Charm? I do, yes. Alright, let's evolve our Dunsparce. But yeah, the, games still have to, like, work similarly, or the meta will be entirely upended. So I can't help but wonder if, like, the meta is one of the things stalling the Pokemon franchise from, like, kind of changing into anything else. Like, we're never going to get, like, a real-time battle system in at least a non-Legends Pokemon game, and I doubt in a Legends Pokemon game either, just because that would fuck with the meta. Although, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want a real-time battle Pokemon game, that sounds awful. Alright, what we got? regular. Okay. No need to stick around, I guess. I'm gonna get the Mew now, I think. Alright. Club. What type? What type? What type we getting the Mew? What's the Mew's type gonna be? Purple? What? Come again? You meant poison. There's a bit of a difference there, but fair enough. Just grabbing fruit, BRB, understandable. Have fun grabbing food. Although you're missing out on the Mew. On me getting the Mew. Same thing. I mean, I wouldn't quite say that. I'm hoping it's Ghost. I want a Ghost Mew. Get your Mew. Name a purple Pokemon that isn't poison type. Miss Magius. Drifblim. Miraidon. You have no idea whose that is, unfortunately. Main Shao. Alright. It's great. Main Shao is not grey. Main Shao is not grey and pink. That is pure copia. Main Shao is pinky purple. I could see arguments for a light shade of violet. Alright, Mew. It's level 5! Do they want you to use this in a playthrough or something? What the hell? Burn the witch! How do you know that? What kind of prediction? Felix... I think that this means... I think this makes one thing very clear. You should try gambling more, Felix. You should gamble more. You should gamble, Felix. You're good at gambling. You should gamble. Anyway, that's my CahirLIVE top tip for the day. You always had good luck, actually. Oh yeah, no, then you should definitely gamble, Felix. This is a great suggestion. You should definitely gamble. I can see no reason that you shouldn't gamble. Anymore and it would be a problem. Why would good luck be a problem? You're not shiny. God damn, my boxes be bursting at the seams. I just got so many Pokemon. Alright. Wrong button. Right button. Let's poke some Monzai. I would like to make a sandwich. Get it twisted. Gamble. Please start gambling. Gambling is an investment. An investment only. You will profit, you will win. You will do all of that. 100! You understand? That's so true, Rob. I just want to be clear. When you gamble, you can only you can only lose 100% of your money. But you can gain, like, 3,000%, 6,000%, you know? Like, I might not be a mathematician, but I know a maths when I see it. A good maths when I see it. This isn't going to stand up. It did not stand up. I have made a mess. Wow. Isn't that just delectable? I just like that angle a lot more. I don't know why that tickles me so much, oh my god. A tasty Cahir original. Is it, game? Is it tasty? Is that what it is? I would beg to differ. Alright. But yeah, Poison Mew is decent. I might transfer another Mew in. Maybe I should transfer my Mew from my BDSP playthrough in. I just remembered none of you guys know who that is. It sometimes, like, surprises me to realize that the community I have today isn't the community I had a year and a half ago. Like, what do you mean you guys haven't been here for all of time? Oh, it's my head. Alright. Let's get hunting, I think. Hot take, shiny hunting time. Alright. What if we were? That would be interesting. I'll give it that. You actually have, but you just didn't say anything until a few months ago. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Felix. I think it's almost been a year. Because... what's it called? Who do you think was adding all the pre-debut lore on the Cahir wiki all this time, like? That is true. And by true, I mean, I've still not seen this Cahir wiki. What's it called? No, brain is starting to shut down, that's fine. Who needs brains to be functional? I don't. Discord says October. Yeah, but my re-debut was on October 6th. And you joined during my first Mario Kart Monday stream, right? Because I remember you being there during, like, my shiny hunting as I was procrastinating, waiting for my model. So, maybe September time, which is... September's next month. So that is almost a year. And then Rob well over a year, because I'm pretty sure he started coming to my streams in June time. It was during Mystery Dungeon. I think it was one of the last Mystery Dungeon streams. Was it one of the last Mystery Dungeon streams, actually? I can't remember. Like, I remember, like, a few of the series I did, because, like, back during that time, I did 2 series at a time. I did, like, 1 fan game, 1 challenge. That was before shiny hunting became a regular thing. I like the system more, though. Because it means I can shiny hunt. Hell yeah. Yeah, you thought it was still like June for a minute. That's fair. I don't think I've moved on past April. You have a feeling it was around Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, I remember you being in chat during Mystery Dungeon streams. Because immediately after Mystery Dungeon was MMO. So obviously, you were there before MMO, which means you were there for Mystery Dungeon. I might play Gates to Infinity at some point. I've got a couple more challenge runs that I want to do. I've got a couple of Nuzlocke ideas that I want to try. But I might play Gates to Infinity on stream. I've been kind of avoiding playing Gates to Infinity on stream because I know no one's going to care about watching me play Gates to Infinity on stream. Because obviously it's one of the lesser liked Mystery Dungeon games, and Mystery Dungeon games tend to not do well streamed. Gates to Infinity is Gen 5. It's the Mystery Dungeon which kind of... It's got some good elements, but it's also got some other less than ideal ones. There's only like 5 Pokemon that you can be. That can be like the main Pokemon. And you can't actually take multiple missions per dungeon. You can only take 1 mission per dungeon. But it also gives you Verision, like, really early on in the story to just join your team and do what you want with. Which is crazy to me. Like, I know Verision isn't a well-liked member, well, not well-liked, isn't, like, one of the more powerful members of the Swords of Justice, but also Dunsparce is, like, head over heels for Verision. Dunsparce is down bad for that Verisiacy. Didn't get that far. Yeah, no, I didn't get that far either the first time I played it. And then the second time I tried to play it, I just got frustrated that I couldn't do shit. Multiple dungeons and, like, multiple missions in one dungeon. But, like, now I've moved past that grievance. Yeah, now that is a thing of the past. And what's it called? I kind of want to play it. I kind of want to play it the whole way through. Gates to Infinity was also the beginning of Mystery Dungeon games having, like, really, like, out there spiritual concepts as antagonists. Because, like, Darkrai is the unambiguous antagonist, main real villain of the Explorers games. Spoilers, I guess. And then I guess the Meteor is the villain of the originals, which isn't a Pokemon, but it's still, like, it's still a physical concept, you know? Like, you can look at a Meteor and be like, yeah, no, I can see why that would cause problems. But after that, it was like, yeah, this Pokemon represents, all negative emotion. This Pokemon is the embodiment of, like, negativity. Not Pokemon, this creature, this thing. and it's just got other Pokemon working for it for some reason. Like, I hope if we get another Mystery Dungeon game, we get, like, an actual antagonist again, instead of, you know... the concept of nausea. The concept of nausea manifest. Oh no, it was actually the one after. Super kind of went hard, to be fair. People sleep on Super, I think. Like... Explorers is obviously, like, the... benchmark for Mystery Dungeon games. But I'd say Super is as good as the Rescue games. Other than maybe that, like, school segment at the beginning, which I can see why people aren't a big fan of. I think Super's pretty solid. It's also got, like, a really nice twist at the end. I'm not gonna spoil it, but, what was it called? It fucked me up. The credits of that game are genuinely distressing. But, what was it called? Yeah, you enjoyed it a lot, you just spazzed it. That's fair. Mystery Dungeon is, like... It's a weird game franchise in the fact that, like, you can be good at it. But, like... If you don't understand exactly how the game works, it's easy to be bad. If that makes sense. That's maybe not the best way of phrasing it. There's a lot of, like, RNG involved, and a lot of, like, bullshit moves. Like... rollout just hitting you multiple times in a row and you can't do anything about it until it's over. Actually, you don't know now. Maybe you played both. To be fair, they both look extremely similar. We should remember the scene of Hydreigon chasing Mana at the start very well. Oh, that's true. Well, that is in the gates. This is what I more meant to say. I mean, yeah, they're very similar game. Like, they're very similar art styles. So I can see how, like, a mistake could be made there. It'd be nice to get a new Mystery Dungeon, to be fair. But I guess Spike Chunsoft are too busy making new Danganronpa games to worry about Pokemon. So many 3DS games you want to replay. Yeah, 3DS games kind of went hard. One day I want to get Pilot Wings Resort again. That was always fun. It was like the best mini game from the Wii Sports Resort, just like as a whole game. And that goes hard. I don't know, one day I want to get a capture card so I can play 3DS games properly. Instead of just, I don't emulate. But yeah, it's like on my, like, list of cool things to get for stream. To stream with is a 3DS capture card. It's honestly one of the main things on that list, I'll be honest. But anyway, other than maybe like a decent quality actual camera to do cooking streams with, there's a Dunsparce. What took you so long, bud? You hiding under a rock or something? I had been waiting for you. Probably not doing much for the next month or so. So what better time to replay Yokai Watch 1, 2, and 3 start to finish, right? No, exactly. Yeah, that's very true. Literally no better time. Honestly, like, I never gave Yokai Watch a chance because everyone was like, this is gonna be the next Pokemon. And I was like, no! It's not! I've decided. So, like, shitty marketing tactics genuinely made me never play Yokai Watch. Made me adverse to it. I probably, wasn't gonna play it anyway, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna be real. Odds of me playing Yokai Watch, pretty low. But, like, I genuinely avoided it just because all the, like, media outlets were like, is this the new Pokemon? Is this franchise gonna take over Pokemon? And I was like, I don't want it to. So I'm not going to give it my money. To be honest, it has very little in common with Pokemon. I've heard similar, honestly. It just seemed like a stupid marketing tactic to try to, like, get clicks. Invoking the Pokemon brand name to, like... Yeah. Always had that 1% hope they announced an English version of the 4th game in a Direct, you know? Fair. Was that the Switch one that they were doing? I know, I remember that it was like, oh yeah, Yokai Watch didn't actually do that well sales-wise. Has the Switch Yokai Watch been released yet? Actually, it was like the 10th anniversary 2 weeks ago. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, really? Too long ago. Don't like that. So they announced the Chinese localization. But not English yet. I mean, hopefully they do announce English. Who knows, maybe I'll play it someday, but for now I'd rather focus on Pokemon stuff. And Mario Kart. Can't forget Mario Kart, my beloved. Burp. Burp, burp, burp. The moment I start to sing along, the song leaves. This is abysmal. This is like the feeling of when your cat's on the sofa, and then you sit down on the sofa, and then your cat leaves the sofa. You think you'd understand at least 70% of it if you played that, to be fair. But it's not that worth that much effort, like, that's understandable. You should, write them an email every day for the next 10 months. I'm sure that'd work. That sounds like a sound idea to me. I wonder if this is faster than running. I don't think it is. Anyway. Do you think we could tap into the memories of the Violet Paradox Pokemon and figure out if they're from the future or not? Or do you think they have actual brains? Because, like, that could, like, solve the mystery of, like, are these guys from the future, or are they, like, not really from the future? Alright. Well, we got one Dunsparce at least, so that's good. Oh, there's still 11 minutes left. Who knows? Maybe we'll snag a second one as we go on. Hopefully. Obviously, the more sparse, the more chances it's shiny. But then again, I wouldn't mind not getting one today, because I want to use up all my luck to get Liney. Hey, we rhyming out here. You love to see it. It being me rhyming, I guess. Anyway. What's happening to that message? Wait, what message? Wahaba. I've added a new song to my playlist that starts off really quiet. And it always makes me think the music's paused. Even though it never has. Anyway, here's my first public acknowledgement that we've got Minecraft music on the playlist these days. Alright. But yes. Oh right, yeah. So they had like a drone on Mars apparently. Like that, like one of the rovers or something had like a drone attached to it. So it kind of flew around on Mars for a bit and like sent us back proper images. And seeing Mars from above, in like in between the first and middle line, there's loudly crying face. Oh, it's converted like the emoji Felix used into text, I guess. Okay, so I went on a hunt and your memory is impeccable. First time you're in stream was on a stream of mine was 1st July Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I thought it might have been. I think it was after a finicky stream. I mean, I assume it was. Or was it before? I don't actually know. But yeah, I was pretty sure it was around that time. Yours was September 30th. Have you both gone on hunts? Have you both gone to sort out, probably before she used to stream later. Yeah, I can imagine that. Like half an hour ago, understandable. The brain. No brain. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Brugger was Legends, right? Legends of the Arena, I mean. I was gonna say Legends of Arceus then, that's incorrect. I'm pretty sure it was Legends of the Arena. Alright. Why did I all of a sudden get a gut feeling that this is my second Dunsparce stream in a row? I don't... Is it? No, it's... No, it's not. No, I'm wrong. I'm incorrect, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not. I just frightened myself for no reason. Good job, Cahir. Frightened myself as if it would matter. These last 2 weeks have just gone a lot quicker than I would have expected, I guess. But yeah, surface of Mars. But also means you missed my Extreme Randomizer Nuzlocke. Would have enjoyed being in chat on that, but you did? If you'd asked me, I would have assumed you were. Because odd members of the community, like Adelia, were there then, and I think Kepler was as well. I don't know, I just feel like you gave me a few, like, good tips during that series. But maybe I'm just wrong. Surface of Mars, Pick of Arizona. That's what I'm saying! Okay, sorry, I keep on entirely shattering my brain by splitting it between two conversations. The surface of Mars just looks like a regular place on Earth, I swear. Like, not like a regular place, but like a desert or a rocky area on Earth. And it's bizarre. I don't really know what I expected another world to look like, but it wasn't so familiar, you know? Like, for another world, it sure doesn't half feel recognizable. For what's supposed to be an entirely different place in space. For a place that's supposedly never seen human life at all ever, it just looks weirdly familiar. And that fucks me up a lot. Like, do you think we're gonna find alien life and then it's familiar? It's not as alien as we'd expected it to be. I guess the difference between rocks and alien worlds are different, but even so, that must mean that alien worlds have familiar places in them. Like an expansive desert or tundra. Because it's not like snow's going to be a different color on other worlds, right? Same with water, really, unless it's not H2O there, like oceans would probably look pretty similar to us. In fact, I could imagine they'd be salty still, right? Because there'd probably still be, like, salts to mix in, surely. Like, it just weirds me out to know the cosmos is out there, but it's not some unfathomable, cryptic place that I couldn't hope to understand without seeing it with my own eyes. But something I could imagine quite well, something that I could see... Ah, it's one of you. Something I could see by just... going to a desert in some arid country. Oh, don't do that. Oh no, you're in one. But you did like an Alpha Sapphire one. Oh yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I thought you were in the Fire Red one. Which is the only one I've done all on YouTube. The Alpha Sapphire one I started on Twitch. So actually, I don't think you would have been in Finicky's community then either. Because she did a stream on YouTube, it did quite well. So that's when I started streaming on YouTube. Because I saw Finicky, like, I was contemplating it anyway, to be clear. This wasn't an entirely copycat maneuver. Like, I was already, like, thinking that I might try out YouTube. But then she did it, she did quite well, and I was like, you know what? But also she had, like, 3,000 subscribers, so... Yeah, Area Zero with brown walls is a fucking trippy concept. Yeah. How long did you do Twitch before YouTube again? About a year and a half. Maybe closer to a year and a... No, yeah, year and a half. I switched in May. Early May, but May. Of last year. So, and I think I started with about 40 subs from my shorts. I don't even know why I spend that much resources to catch that thing, to be honest. Anyway. Right. You can say it was maybe. You could. I'm pretty certain it was May. No, yeah, I checked. It's like the 8th of May my first stream was. It was a Pokemon Solar Light and Lunar Dark stream. Which was a pretty solid fan game. Except, like, the champion was just some guy. Baffled me so much. Well, the Pokedex. The Pokedex is solid. I think, like, the environments and routes and shit were pretty solid. The end? Like, the Elite Four run? Like, you get introduced to, like, one member of the Elite Four. But more importantly, the champion is just, like, nobody. And I found that funny. I don't know if it was, like, one of the developers or something, but it genuinely feels like the champion was, like, an afterthought. They were like, wait, shit, we need a champion. Alright. No. Regular Sparce. You ready to see it? Oh yeah, I need to increment because all the same, the Dunsparce triple segment or not, it's a Dunsparce, so it goes on the counter. I'm counting the amount of non-triple segment Dudunsparce, and that was a non-triple segment Dudunsparce by any means of the word. So it's going on the counter. Alright. Let's also get to the empty box, so we're not dumping all of our Dunsparce into annoying places where I have to, like, actively find them. Do you guys think Terrapagos is going to get another form other than just, like, its showcased form then? I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of did get, like, a bigger form that kind of reflects more... That's just not where I need to be. That kind of reflects more of what was seen in the journal. But I'll be interested to see if it just gets a regular form. Right. Salty... No. Salty sour. You're surprised at how small it is in the Terraform. Yeah, no, it's pretty tiny, honestly. I mean, it's tiny in the anime as well. Liko has an amulet with it in, for whatever reason. I'm trying to counteract this by putting it here. That didn't work. That was unsuccessful. Once more, do we have that creation? How are they standing up? Sure, I love my physics-defying tofu sandwich. By the way, whenever you praise Pokepark, it's usually the second one you're talking about. Understandable. Honestly, the second one is, like, more in my memory. I've played neither, but the second one's more in my memory because of trailers, because of the advertisements for it. There was, like, a song that played with it. It was like, Pokemon 2 wants beyond, something has gone terribly wrong. Pokemon are missing, it's a mystery. But it's no match for a Pokemon team. And then it went through, like, the team. Like... And that song is just stuck in my head sometimes. I don't know if that's like an American advert as well, or if that was just like a British advert for whatever reason. But like, they did a good job at making like a catchy song that just did not leave my head. Surprised I never did play it because of how, you know, ingrained in my mind that song became. But, yeah. Your brother sent you a message stating, only when a mosquito flies onto your balls can you learn to serve an argument with peace. Yeah, no, that happened to my buddy Eric once. Popped his testicle. We were in the same room, you like, you like audibly heard it. It was like... I feel like I can do a better one of those. It was like... I'm not sure how good those popping sounds were. Just imagine they were really good. Imagine those were really good popping sounds that sound just like the sound of a testicle popping. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's a normal thing to say, right? I think so. I've, like, started to become good at catching mosquitoes, to be fair. Like, sometimes they'll be flying around my head and I'll just grab them, like, out of the air. Like, to be fair, mosquitoes aren't, like, fly level of maneuverability, which is nice, you know? Mosquitoes are, like, much more reasonable to catch, which I enjoy. Because if they weren't, goddamn, you know? Like, mosquitoes kind of gotta be easier to catch because of how horrible they are. Yeah, there have been a lot around this year, which is annoying. It's also annoying because you kind of forget about mosquitoes. Especially when, like me, you have the fan on during the summer. Like, I know some people, like, can't sleep without the fan entirely. I tend to. Like, I tend to be able to sleep without the fan on. But, during the summer, it's just nice to have it on, so I'm not overheating. So I got that shit running, it's great, it's fine. But then there'll come that one summer night where it's actually pretty cool, you know? The weather, it's bearable. And what's it called? And I'm like, I don't need the fan on tonight, that's fine. So I go to sleep, I put my head on the pillow, I close my eyes, and then I hear it. I turn my light on. I look around the room. I can't see the fucking thing, but I hear it, and I hear it going... And it sounds like it's like over my head, over my ear, and I'm like, no. So then I turn the fan on anyway, because I'm not going to be able to sleep if all I can fucking hear is just the... of a mosquito. Like, I do not know what foul gods created mosquitoes, but it gave them the most annoying noise to signify their presence. Like, I do not care if eradicating mosquitoes from existence leads to the world exploding. I do not. I hate mosquitoes. It's on sight. If I see if you're a mosquito, it's on sight. Honestly, never get loud mosquitoes here. I mean, I wouldn't really say they're loud. But, like, when your room is silent, and it's all you can hear... You know what's not in Poke Park, though? Main Shout. Oh, that's interesting. Is Mean Foo in Poke Park? You should sue. You should call Nintendo and yell at them down the phone for 15 minutes. Before, like, having an alarm go off in the background, looking at your watch and going, "Oh, thank you, bye." Yeah, same. All of them deserve to die. You see, I didn't want to say that because out of context, it just sounds bad. Wait, I read it out. Uh-oh. But yeah, I hate mosquitoes. But Chandler Superior have somewhat major roles, so it makes up for it, sorta, kinda. Yeah, but Main Shao's not in it, Felix. Feel the rage. Complain, Felix. You're a Pokemon fan. It's what we do best. Clip it and ship it. We got him. No! I got taken out of context. You have a mosquito net with 0 holes, and mosquitoes still somehow come in. Ugh. I mean, to be fair, I think most of the mosquitoes in my house are from in my house. Like... Obviously, the cat needs a water bowl, and I feel like I'm not good enough at staying on top of keeping mosquitoes out of it. Which often means there will be a bunch of mosquitoes in, like, the hall because of that, and my room is the nearest room to the hall, so all the mosquitoes just kind of, like, gravitate towards my room specifically. Which is annoying. And I'm guessing the first mosquito comes in through, like, the door. No, the back door, which leads into the garden, which Dad often keeps open during the summer. One time, a 5x3 centimeter bug crawled in between your window and your mosquito net. Makes it easy to squish, at least, eh? To be honest, don't think we get that many around here, which is lucky, I guess. But honestly thought there'd be more. That is lucky, honestly. Like, we don't get loads around here, to be fair. Like, when I say there's a mosquito in my room, I mean there's one mosquito in my room. Sometimes there's more, to be fair, but, like, most of the time it's just, like, there might be, like, one around. If there's like multiple, it's because we didn't do a good enough job at cleaning out the cat water bowl. So they're all around because of that. But, yeah. Do you live near a big lake or something? Not that near a big lake. I guess there's like a stream nearby? It's not like that's like a proper river or anything. I don't know. I remember when I was younger, I was fascinated by mosquito larvae. So I got like a big tub and put a bunch of mosquito larvae in it. Okay, sorry, I should clarify, I should preface this. I didn't know what they were. I just saw little weird wormy things in water that squiggled around, and I was like, oh my god, that's adorable. I love these. These are my new favourite thing. So I got a tub, I put a bunch of them in it, and I was like 5 or something. So, obviously, little things that wiggle were now wiggly woos. So I went around the house and was like, hey, look at these wiggly woos. To which my dreams were pretty quickly shot down, as my parents were like, Cahir, those are mosquito larvae, Cahir. Yeah. Mosquito larvae are still wiggly woos in this house to this day, though, and there'll probably be wiggly woos in whatever house I end up in the foreseeable future. Because it's just funny. They kind of do move hypnotically, though. Maybe I should get, like, a big jar. Catch a bunch of mosquito larvae, just so many mosquito larvae. But, like, have, like, it be airtight so they can't get out once they become mosquitoes. But thank God you didn't let them out. Yeah, no, I did not. It was like a one-day affair, basically. I noticed them in the wheelbarrow, which had filled with rainwater. I picked a bunch of them out, put them in, like, a small little thing. Showed them to people. And was immediately told, Cahir. At which point, they were all poured out onto the lawn. So, no mosquitoes were made in that time, I don't think. But, had I not been very intent on showing everyone how cool this thing I found was, this story might have had an end where, specifically, my dad got bitten to death. Because, I'm gonna be honest, he's just a magnet for mosquitoes. Like, those things love my dad so much. I don't know what, makes my dad's blood taste like heroin to mosquitoes, but they fucking love it. So he's a good person to have with you on holidays. Because you don't have to get worried about being bitten. Alright. Yeah, some blood they love and some without. Right, kill them like yours. What's in your blood? Do you, like, drink mosquito repellent or something? I feel bad whenever I have to, like, spray mosquito stuff on. Because my cat does not like the smell of it, so she'll always run out of the room and I feel horrible for scaring her off. Maybe I should have just let myself get bitten to death. Maybe that would have been the more noble thing to do. But alas, hindsight is 50-50. I got it right that time. No, I probably got it wrong. You know. Anyway. Don't know, but while in America, you found a few dead ones around you after a night. Maybe you need to, like, donate some blood to, like, places struggling with malaria. We had bites which were sore, so yeah, they probably bit you and then passed after for whatever reason. Mayhaps. In fact, arguably likely your blood. But yeah, like, I can tolerate wasps. But mosquitoes, no. Do not like mosquitoes. I would like them to No, I'd like them... Mosquito, leave me alone. That was such a stretch. My back is feeling great. I should stretch, actually. That stretch reminded me to stretch. Hey. And it should remind you to stretch as well. Stretching is important. Especially when you are sitting down all day. Alright. Whoa! What even went on there? There are like 2 buttons on the bottom of this controller I have that are like on the grippers, and I don't really know why they're there. AGR and AGL. I don't know what that means, but they're there. I don't know what they do, but they're certainly on this controller. Anyway. Alright, I'm gonna take a drink quickly. How much time do we have left? 12 minutes. That's a shame. They might be quick triggers to have for shooters. Oh, that's fair, maybe. Oh, and that... as into, like, turn quick? That might make sense, actually, because this doesn't actually have gyroscope, this controller. It's a plug-in non-gyroscope controller that I got for, like, 20 quid. It's funny, we were talking about my earlier stream days before, because I got this the day I got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. And, like, I was fretting, because I didn't want to fork out 60 quid for a Pro Controller. Especially when I was already buying Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. So I was, like, fretting. Yeah, I was, I was fretting about that. But, I was thinking, okay, I think I might have to go to CEX. But the issue is if I, went to SEX... I would, you know, yeah, I'd miss the train, because Sex is a lot further away than Game, in the place I was. But they had, like, an Animal Crossing controller, And it's like this nice shade of turquoise. And I just vibed with its like color and vibe and aesthetic. So I got that instead, upon realizing I didn't actually need a full-on Pro controller. Which was nice. And I've been using this for like 2 years, and it's stayed, you know? It's almost 2 years, to be fair. It's not straight up 2 years. It'll be 2 years in November. And it's not broken for that long, so like that's pretty solid, I'd say. Like, normally run is mapped to L3, so you can map it instead. Ah, fair. Hopefully use protection. No, yeah, exactly. Speaking of things that lasted a long time, my wireless headphones that I use at the moment, I broke my last pair after like, in fact, I think I'm not sure. It might have been 1.5 years, to be fair. Now I think about it, that I had those headphones, but they broke. So I got like a new pair for like literally £7. And they're still working today. Their audio quality isn't good. And sometimes these days they just connect to my phone without like me having to take them out the case, and then I have to like replug them in 7 times to get them to disconnect again. But like, they're still functional, which surprises me, because those things have been through a lot, and I use them, like, daily. Sounds pretty solid, and that wasn't a sex innuendo this time. But yeah, I'm just surprised at how long those headphones have lasted. Maybe after they break, I probably won't. I think I'll probably end up getting a similar pair to my first pair of wireless headphones, which counterintuitively had a wire. Although maybe I won't. I don't know. Like, basically my first pair had a wire that linked them together, and they lasted about, like, 3 hours. These ones last, I think, maybe, like, 2 to 3 hours. But, I never use them that long, anyway. Like, the only time I'm likely to use headphones for that long is, like, in a car journey or on, like, a flight. I guess that actually is a pretty good selling point for the ones that I'm using at the moment, though, because they have a charging case. Which means if, like, I am running low on juice on a flight, I can just plug them back in. Instead of having to, like, properly charge them. Well, you can recommend the Gen 2 AirPod Pros. You really like the little buds. I fucking hate buds. I hate to immediately shoot it down like that. But I do not like headphones with buds. I've never gotten on well with headphones with buds. I don't know what it is, but they always fall out my ears. I just prefer, like, the proper solid ones. I don't know what it is about them. I just never liked them. Like, yeah, no, just like, as long as I've had headphones, I've never liked that kind. Hello, you were here when you did the raid stream last time? Understand? Yeah, duh. 15 different sentences tried to, like, rush out my mouth at the same time there. Welcome back, Squishmallow. I hope you've been well. I do recognize you. But yeah, I hope you've been well. Yeah, we're shiny hunting for Triple Segment Dudunsparce today. Yeah, not much else to say there. And also talking about headphones. A wireless one specifically. That happens to you with the first gen pros, but these you can shake around a lot. Oh, that's fair. Wait, were the first gen pros also with buds? I don't know, I just like the look of the original, like, the original AirPods are the kind of headphones I like to have. I'm not sure if I'll get AirPods anytime soon, because they're generally quite expensive. But, like, that kind of style... that kind of style is more comfortable in my ears. Shani Katrine finally got her 3 segment. Ah, fair. Congratulations to her then. But yeah, wireless headphones are actually kind of cool, to be fair. I don't know, I wasn't initially on board with them. I don't know what it was about, like, wireless stuff, but it always kind of rubbed me the wrong way for whatever reason. But, like, after I started using them, I was like, wait a minute. Took her 297 Dunsparce. Well, hopefully we get ours a bit quicker, eh? Because I've been at this hunt for months. When was the first one of this hunt? Yeah, they were also buds, but the Gen 2s came with more customization. So you can mix and match the bud sizes. Fit odd-shaped ears, which you also have. Ah, fair. I don't know, even with like the customizable sizes, I've never really gotten well with them, honestly. I just like the solid ones. Same, because you felt like you'd lose them, but you're good now. Yeah, no, that was like one worry of mine, which was also why I got a pair with like a wire with them. It was basically like a wire that linked them, which had like the play stop, which had like the play music and volume buttons on it. And basically like they were magnetic on the outer ends of the buds, so you could take them out of your ears, hang them around your neck, and like they'd click together at the end. And they'd like magnetize together, which I think's a really cool design, honestly. And it meant that you could easily just take them out as well. Maybe I will get those again, actually. They were fucking dope. Like, just the idea of being able to like hang them around your neck, like that was such a useful feature. But that's why I got those, because it made it harder to lose them. But I've not lost these ones yet. I have dropped them a fair few times, but you hear a lot of people saying AirPods aren't meant to last very long. We also haven't had any problems, not to jinx. That's fair. What's it called? I feel like people often say that about Apple products, but I feel like mileage tends to vary. Like, people tend to have very different experiences with Apple products, I find. I get the accusations, because some Apple products can be quite flimsy, but what's your favourite Unova starter Pokemon? I like Oshawott. He's just a fun little guy. Was my first starter when I played Pokemon Black when it first launched. I get why people don't like Samurott, but honestly, I think Samurott goes hard. Hasn't happened yet, but these you can just track them to find them in your app. Yeah, no, that's like a useful thing that like could get me to get AirPods, is like that. But what would stop me from getting AirPods is my dad's cousin, so like my cousin like twice removed or some shit. I don't know the cousin terminology, but yeah, she came round with her AirPods, and my phone kept on alerting me about them. It was really intent on telling me, by the way, you're traveling with this pair of AirPods. And it's like, okay, I don't care. Why do you need to keep alerting me about this? Like, I genuinely don't get why it ended up being so persistent. And, like, you could mute it, but you could mute it for, like, a day at most. And then it would start alerting you again. It was absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, I just remembered why I'm never going to get AirPods. Because I would never, in my life, subject someone to that agony. That's the wrong button. I meant to press this button. Yours was Snivy? Hell yeah. Still prefer over-ear headphones, but wireless earphones are very convenient. Oh, no, yeah, definitely. Like, proper headphones... I feel like proper headphones have their, like, uses, you know? Like, proper headphones are good when, like, you're on your computer. Like, I have, proper headphones for my computer when I'm playing games and stuff. Oh, okay, no shiny that time. That's a bit of a shame. We can get a shiny, right? I'm not... Forgot about the random lag spike that we gotta have. It sounds like a bug. That doesn't happen now. I mean, it was literally like 2 months ago, so... This isn't like it was like a year or so ago. This was like literally a couple of months ago. So I don't trust it, bluntly put. But yeah, I think headphones versus earphones have their use cases. And earphones are like meant to be taken out places, taken out and about. You go places with earphones. Headphones you tend to keep in like one place. So the size needs to be convenient, and the fact they don't have annoying wires anymore, that is really convenient. Weird, almost sounds like something that would happen on a fake pair. I mean, I'm assuming she probably got them through, like, official sources. Also, would a fake pair do that? Like, why would a fake pair ping other Apple products? Like, I feel like a fake pair would just kind of not interact with most of the AirPod shit, right? Because that would be expensive to put in, surely. Weird question, but what color is your 3DS? My 3DS is the dark blue New XL. It's actually the first console I bought with my own money now I think about it. Because I broke my original... The bread's still there. I broke my original 3DS, which was the chrome blue. It's trying to connect with everything. I mean, the first pair of Pros you ever bought were fakes. I mean, I don't think it was trying to connect with it. Because it was actively just saying, by the way, you're traveling with this person's AirPods. Like, it wasn't like trying to connect to my phone. It was almost trying to accuse me of stealing them. It was almost like a fail-safe. It felt like, to me, that it was like a fail-safe to, what was it called? To, like, make sure they weren't in my car or something. But anyway, I spent £7 on headphones and they've lasted 2 years. So I'm probably not going to get any AirPods anytime soon. Maybe she had an unusual music taste and your phone was warning you about it. By the way, these aren't yours, so step back a little. Yeah, more or less. Alright. But yeah, yeah, I don't see a point in, like, forking over, like, 100 quid. I mean, I don't actually know how much AirPods are these days. But I don't see a point in, like, forking over a bunch of money when, like, 10 quid can get you a decent pair of headphones. I don't need to worry about tracking. I don't need to worry about tracking headphones when I can buy a new pair for more or less the same amount I spent. Not same amount, for like... I can buy 2 pairs and it'll still be less than AirPods. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I get why people gas them up, I just don't think it's worth it, personally. I'm not gonna, like, slate people who have AirPods, obviously. It's just, for me, not really my style. I don't really like wearing earphones in public anyway. It's, like, the best tool to get people to not talk with you, though. Although, I don't know, I like... Duh, what's it called? Brain? No brain. No brains are braining today. I like listen to music on my walks and stuff, and like on long train rides I'll often wear them. But like, sometimes I'll just like sit there in silence on the train. And just vibe. Sometimes I wouldn't need, like, headphones and stuff. I could just tank the journey. Pick your favorite shiny out of yours. Patterrz is that... Sorry, the little, like, heart thing covers messages sometimes. Gumi, Tangela, Gyarados, and Rapidash. I mean, Gyarados is, like, iconic, but it also looks good. The red's a good color for Gyarados. It's a shame having a red Gyarados isn't impressive because people can just be like, oh, you got it from Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But, like, red Gyarados goes hard. Love that guy. Ugh. Alright. But yeah, even like when I went to school, I used to like not listen to music on the train and then put my headphones on the walk from the station to college. Which I guess is a weird way of doing things, but to be fair, I also often slept on that train, so... Easier to shut your eyes without music blaring, eh? I mean, I find it is. I know that's not a universal experience. It's weird how it feels like the fog wanes, like, ebbs and flows in this area. Your walking song would be Walking Ferret in a Loop. Accumulative time does go hard, to be fair. I don't know, I like music with, like, actual lyrics if I'm, like... If music is the only thing I'm listening to, I prefer it to have, like, actual lyrics to, like... put my mind onto, if that makes sense. If they've not got lyrics, then it's not going to be, like, brain stimulating enough to, like, accompany me on my walk. Which I guess doesn't make sense, because they don't have to be, like, English lyrics. Just as long as it's lyrics, then, like, that'll do me for a walk. But, like, video game music? I don't know, I can't really listen to that on a walk. Yeah. When you're lonely, it's okay, but if it's inside a classroom or something, it makes you a bit anxious. That's understandable. I guess it's always the taboo against doing it in classrooms as well, because teachers always were like, no, take those out. Unless it was like, what's it called? Computer. You got your shiny Gyarados from evolving shiny Magikarp? That's fair. I wasn't saying, like, everybody's is from Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I just more meant that, like... I don't know, like... To me, shiny Gyarados has always felt like less of a flex, just because... it's easy to be like, oh, that's a common one. Even when it's allowed, you mean, you just start randomly thinking things like, I wonder if you're breathing really loud right now. Oh, that's understandable. No, my brain just factory reset, that's fine. Wait, it's that one, yeah. I always forget what the reset button is on, like, the camera. But it is left trigger. No, it's left the button above trigger. I don't know what it's called. I believe... L. The L button. Not ZL, just regular L. On the Switch Pro controller. Alright. Hopefully we get a shiny this round, because we didn't get a shiny last round, which was a shame. Alright. Boom. You woke up last night and roamed around your house for an hour, and for another hour just laid in your bed? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's, like, theories that... Well, not theories, but, like, there's an idea that humans might have meant to have had, like, an almost uptime in the middle of the night. Like, you were meant to, like, sleep for, like, 4 or so hours, wake up, do things for a couple of hours, and then go back to bed. Which I could see being a thing, because, like, it is easy to just kind of wake up and then be restless for a bit before going back to sleep. So it wouldn't surprise me if that actually, like, was a thing. Okay, what time do you normally wake up at? Midday. 7:25 PM. Might as well be with how my brain functions. I don't know why my brain's so brain, but it's not. It's not brain. I was gonna say maybe I should what's it called? Have like a thing on my screen that kind of reads back to me what I've just said. But then I realized I'd be trying to read that too often, and I'd have my brain crash even more often. Wish you could sleep for that long now. Oh, that's fair. I've heard that that's a dilemma as you get older. It's just like... your body's like, no, we're waking up here now. Although my dad can still get up at 12. Like... it's impressive. Like... unless there's a strong enough force acting upon him, he'll wake up at a similar time to me. As well as go to bed at a similar time to me. Did we just get 2 in, like, the last bit of the hunt? That's crazy. Not bit of the hunt, bit of the sandwich. That's crazy. Oh, wait, it might not be, actually. I feel like we're nearing the end, but I might be wrong. You slept like 5 AM last night. Took morning person too far. Yeah, no, I'm not too dissimilar. I just couldn't get to sleep, though, I found. My sleeping patterns aren't great at the moment. Hopefully they'll be fixed sooner rather than later. We'll find out. Alright, we got 2, so I need to increment. Bada bing, bada boom. You're normally awake at least like 8. That's fair. I mean, at least it means you've got like a decent amount of day to do stuff in. Like, I don't know, like, most of my activity is, like, from 2 PM till like, 5 PM. Which isn't that long of a spread of time to, like, get everything that you need to do in a day done. Which isn't great. Prefer mornings, but I have to stay up late for that daily alone time to recharge socially. That's understandable. I don't know, I've never really liked mornings. I'm always groggy in mornings, even if I get good sleep. What was it called? Brain. No brain. Yeah, I've always preferred, like... I'd rather wake up, like, late morning, you know? Like, I'd be more happy with myself if I woke up at, like, 10. But no, body's like, 12. Back last year, you couldn't sleep at all, so you're grateful that stopped for now. Oh, no, that does not sound fun at all, yeah. At least, hopefully you're getting, like, proper night sleeps as well. Do I hate Jinx and want it to be deleted? Like, you, not particularly. I have no real strong feelings about Jinx, honestly. I mean, Ice Psychic type's pretty cool, to be fair. I feel like it got kind of shafted, actually, now I think about it. Because it was kind of part of, like, a trio with Magmar and Electabuzz. It got pre-evolution in the same generation as them. But then Magmar and Electabuzz just kind of both got evolutions, and Jinx is still only single stage. I'm guessing they kind of just ignored Jinx because of the controversies, honestly. It's too humanoid. And, like, Gardevoir isn't. Like, I prefer Jinx because... while Jinx is humanoid, it doesn't feel like... you're meant to... well, not meant to, but, like... While on paper, Jinx should be a lot more sexualized than Gardevoir, it just isn't, for whatever reason. It's just kind of there. Smooch him, exactly. Jinx has lipstick. Yeah, no, that's what I mean, like... Logistically, it should be, but it just kind of isn't. Never really minded it. I've actually got a shiny one over in Let's Go. But there aren't any Switch games with it in. That's a thought. When was the last time Jinx was, like, in a Pokédex? Pokemon... I hope they give it a new form. Yeah, I'd be down for that, like a, what's it called? One of those regional variants where it gets, like, a, evolution. Like Mr. Rhyme, yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Thought it was in Gen 7, maybe. Okay, so it was in Kanto, it's in Johto. It was in Johto again. It was in Kalos' Mountains, and it was in Ultra Sun and Moon. And it was in the Crown Tundra, okay. Jinx has been more present than I expected. I don't know, I was just trying to think the last time I'd seen it, and I couldn't remember, but I guess I was wrong on that. Jinx has had more prevalence than Blitzel. Hope it never returns. I guess that says Brugger's side of the argument. Or shows Brugger's side of the argument. Alright. You know, you love Zebstrika. Yeah, Zebstrika's really cool, and there's no real reason that it's just been out of so many Pokédex. Like, it just kind of hasn't been in third. The hell? Yeah, it just kind of hasn't been in any. Like, Swordspark I could understand because of, like, the forms, you know? The seasonal forms, so how are you going to work that into another game? So I kind of understand why Swordspark, like, wasn't in any gens after 5. But... Zebstrika? It doesn't make sense why it was entirely abandoned for, like, multiple generations. We're finally getting it back in, the DLC of these games, but it's still not been in a main Pokédex. Don't want more Pokemon getting more per what? Oh. Okay, I get what you mean. But Zebstrika's entirely out of that. Hopefully. No, I feel like a Pokemon like Mudsdale or Rapidash fills that niche. I'm going to stop speaking. Anyway. I don't know, like... It just feels like Pokemon, just weirdly get left out of, Pokédexes for ages, for, like, no reason. Don't jinx it, but Did you ever get a monochrome Pokemon in X and Y? I did not, but that was honestly because I got X and Y pretty late. I'm guessing it was already patched by the time I played X and Y, honestly. I got Y for Christmas. And then completed it in that week, and that was like the beginning of my complete Pokemon games as quick as possible arc. I got them in my hands and I just instantly finished them. shredded him, didn't I? Alright. 9 minutes, damn. 9 minutes and we already got 3. That's honestly kind of impressive. We do a fate? No. But yeah, it's kind of cool that monochrome Pokemon were a thing. It's a shame that they weren't, like, continued with as, like, a concept. Your Hisuian Goodra is not killing things in Violet like it did in Legends Arceus. Guess that's not its purpose, though. Yeah, no, it's more of like a tank. To be fair, Legends Arceus is, like, kind of a lot more... How do I put it? Legends Arceus' battle system is a lot more fast-paced. What was it called? Yeah, it's a lot more about, like, trading blows. One Pokemon gets defeated, another Pokemon gets defeated kind of thing, I feel. They need to buff Bastiodon's stat, specifically its attack stat, because it has the attack stat of Caterpie, literally. I mean, that's kind of the point of Bastiodon and Rampardos, right? Like, Bastiodon is so defensive, but isn't all that strong. Rampardos is really, like, hits really hard, but isn't that defensive. It was a glitch, but then Litleo looked horrific. Yeah, no, I've seen images. Bastiodon is for tanking a Mirror Shot, indeed. I don't know, I feel like not every Pokemon needs to be viable. I feel like that's kind of like the consequence of competitive Pokemon. It's just the idea of a meta. Like, what's it called? Especially in casual playthroughs, I just don't think it matters. Like, Bastiodon is pretty bulky, which is nice for tanking, and yeah. So you wish some stats made more sense, like Vikavolt speed. Yeah, that's fair, I can't slate that. That is... I mean, I guess beetles are pretty slow, to be fair. Like, have you guys seen, like, a beetle flying? Like, they do not fly fast. Like, you see them flying. You can hear them from, like, a mile away, but they're like... And it's slow. Like, beetles do not fly fast. I get why you might be like, oh, but it's electric type. But, like, I don't know. Beetles in general are pretty slow flyers. Can I do a quick trade with you? Sorry, dude. I'm shiny hunting today. But yeah, never mind. Bastiodon has a bigger attack stat. I mean, I was surprised it was, like, as bad as a Caterpie's, but no, that makes sense. Vikavolt is slower than Grubbin? That's kind of whack, actually. So are Railguns, I guess. It makes sense, actually. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say Vikavolt needs to be that fast. I get why people are upset that it wasn't, because, like, it looked like it might be fast initially, but, like, I get why it ain't. But, I don't know, I still think Vikavolt's cool. I like Vikavolt a lot. I've not used a Vikavolt yet, actually. I need to use one soon. Maybe if I do another playthrough of Gen 7 anytime soon, I'll use one. Your Vikavolt helped a lot with Ultra Necrozma. Hell yeah. That bug type do be helping. Alright. What Pokemon do you feel needs an evolution? Jinx. Oh yeah, also Pikipek was in the DLC trailer. You're happy about that one? Oh hell yeah! I've got a shiny Pikipek that I just never evolved. Because I like I don't know. I get the hype behind Toucannon as the first, like, toucan Pokemon. But, like, I don't know about Toucannon. Pikipek's adorable. I love Pikipek. But I'm just not sure on Toucannon, honestly. It never really did it for me. I also think it's a little peculiar how the Woodpecker evolves into a toucan. I'm not really sure how that works. The Biflag beak, I appreciate that. I've just never been sure about Toucannon itself. I think they're the same family or something. Oh, that makes sense. I think it outsped crit for half HP. Hell yeah. That's like one of the nicer things about Ultra Necrozma, though, is it kind of like led to a lot of emergent stories out of it as people clutch it. The emergent story I made was I was determined to try to kill it with a legendary, so I kept on, like, trying to kill it with a legendary. Not much else to say there. We'll be back to the stream in 10 minutes. Bye, goodbye, Squishmallow. I hope you have a good 10 minutes. You wish they made the beak heating up thing a bit more clear, because he's kind of just a bird, but without the coolness of something like Staraptor. No, yeah, that's fair. That is very true. It's like a cool concept. Toucannon is like a cool concept. It just kind of never really did it for me. I've always preferred, what was it called? I've always preferred Pikipek, and again, that's why I have like a shiny. I also have a shiny Toucannon, to be fair, though. Like, I don't just have a shiny Pikipek, I have a shiny Toucannon also. I think a stat I'm always surprised by is Nincada's 90 defense. What? Does Ninjask lose defense then, or what? Because I feel like Ninjask can't have 90 defense. I know Ninjask can't have 90 defense because I used one in Pokemon Sword. Or maybe I'm just thinking special defense, to be fair. No, yeah, I used it in a Ninjask. Like, I caught one in the wild area and just used it through all the Pokemon Sword. And I wasted my Dynamax on Ninjask during the Leon fight. Because I was like, I'm gonna beat Leon's Charizard with my Ninjask! And I got one shot. Entirely self-inflicted, but I was really attached to that thing for, like, no reason. Do you have any ideas if you could change Furfro's style in New Sum? I think you could, right? Isn't one of the towns in Howoli the Furfro groomer? Yeah, it's in the big mall, right? I think it's in the big mall. That sounds right in my head. I'm not sure if it's right outside of my head, but... That's 45 at half between ninjas and Shedinja. Oh! So Shedinja has 45 and Ninjask has 45. I was trying to figure out what you meant there, because I was talking about Ninjask, but no, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Shedinja's also a really cool concept. I'd like more Pokemon concepts like that, honestly. Oh! We over. Alright, the Dunsparce, the done time. And after this, we will get on with the final one, I think. Which is kind of cool. It splits into 2 minutes, defense is half. No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Nincada's such a cool Pokemon. And honestly, so is Ninjask. And Shedinja. It's a cool evolution line, is what I mean. Don't know why I spent so long clarifying that, but yeah, you know. Alright. I don't think I ever put that to 61. Okay. Let's see what we got. It's time for the luck of the draw, eh? I wonder which Pokemon has the least appearances now Blitzel is back. I mean, Blitzel still probably has one of the least appearances. My bet's on... maybe Threat. No, wait, no. I feel like that was in the Sword and Shield DLC, right? Threat is in Johto. Oh, it's in Kalos, actually. It's in Central Kalos. I'm incorrect. I just know it's got very few appearances, for whatever reason. Like, appears in very, very few places. I guess it makes sense as in Kalos, because Kalos was, like, weirdly persistent on making, like, most of the early route Pokemon available in it, even though they're not very good. I guess you're also kind of surprised how fast the Fat Cat is. Perugly's 112. Yeah, no, Perugly's, like, weirdly speedy. I remember that much. Alright. Time for the final... slope? Run-in? You know what I mean. Alright. I wonder what the least appreciated Pokemon is. I feel like a starter could be kind of obvious, like maybe like Snivy or Tepig. Swellix is only X and Y and Sword, I guess. Yeah, but that's still like 2 games. I want to know if there's a Pokemon who's only been in like 1 game. Who's released in, like, Gen 5. I feel like most Pokemon introduced in Gen 4 have probably been in more games since. But, Gen 5, I feel like... what was it called? I feel like Gen 5 is likely for there to have been a Pokemon in Gen 5 who just hasn't appeared since. Because there are 150 of those guys, you know? And, like, obviously they're more likely to have, like, appeared if they were, like, in Kanto. Almost, again. Kind of. Maybe not almost. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna look up Generation 4 Pokemon. Oh wait, I guess any Generation 4 Pokemon will have reappeared though, because it will have been in Legends Arceus, won't it? Now that I think about it, any Gen 4 Pokemon will have just been in Legends. Which is why Gen 5 is probably the most likely Pokemon to have, like, had a Pokemon not appear in it again since. So yeah, that's my bet, is Gen 5. Not sure what Pokemon from Gen 5, but I think a Pokemon in Gen 5 is likely to have not appeared since its debut generation, other than Blitzel, and also isn't, like, gonna have a reappearance. Okay, Tortuga and Arkin were in the DLC for Sword and Shield. Appearing in the wild, which was peculiar. Trubbish has definitely been in other games. It's in Sun and Moon. I think it's also in Sword and Shield. I feel like Swanner appears later. Carablast and Scavalier are definitely in X and Y. I feel like LGM's in Sword and Shield. My gut's telling me it is. Litwick definitely is. Maybe I'm incorrect. Monkeys are black and white XY only? Yeah, but I'd say they're still in XY, right? I'm sure there's, like, Pokemon that haven't appeared since Gen 4. I feel. And I don't mean, like... Oh, wait, no, I guess the remakes, never mind. I think they're in Sun and Moon, right? Are they? Maybe Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I don't think they're in Sun and Moon. They're definitely in X and Y because they're in Santaloon Forest. Honestly, I'd like the monkeys to come back. I think the monkeys are like a fun idea of like an alternate. The monkeys are meant to be like the Eevee of Gen 5. And they've just had such little presence, it kind of upsets me. What the hell? We're barely 5 seconds into the hunt. Where the fuck did you come from, mate? I was thinking, man, we aren't getting many today. What's this, number 6, I think, today? Number 7, I think, actually. Going with number 7. Yeah, I think it is number 7 because one of them is the Dunsparce. The only one you think that doesn't return often is Seviper, but that would mean Zangoose doesn't return often, right? And I'm pretty sure they were in Sword and Shield. I wish there was like a way to properly rank it. Without spending like 3 to 7 days making a giant spreadsheet, noting when each Pokemon appears, and kind of like reversing the ranking to like note which Pokemon have the fewest appearances. And then you'd also have to consider this, what was it called? I mean, you can't really count Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield in that, honestly. Because those aren't, like... Pokemon from Scarlet, Violet, and Sword and Shield will have both only appeared in one generation. And then even, like, a Alola. Viper is still one you need for the Dex and Violet, you think? Oh, it's in these games as well? I'm pretty sure it's in Sword and Shield too, right? Then again, I guess every Generation 1 Pokemon will have made a reappearance. I feel like the Pokemon who's in the least amount of Pokedexes is probably in Gen 3. In the least amount of Pokedexes compared to what they could be in. That's a second one, I just realised. That's a second Dunsparce within like the first 5 minutes of the hunt. That's insane. What's up with that, huh? Castform, maybe? Castform's in Gen 5 as well, right? I don't know why I said right it is. I think it's also in Sword and Shield, maybe the DLC, which would be 3 generations, 3 out of 9. I feel like there's probably a Pokemon from Gen 3 who's only been in 2. That's my bet. I bet there's one Pokemon in Gen 3 who's only been in 2 generations since it released. Which is probably Breloom, actually. And Aurez. Okay, that's true, and Aurez. Which means the least amount of games a Pokemon could have been in is either 3 or, I guess, maybe like... Maybe it's Gen 6 now, actually. I think Zebstrika was definitely leading the charge of, like... Now, Breloom was an X and Y are fair. X and Y is, like, insane. It has such a large Pokedex, and I don't think most people realize it. Because it's, like, nicely split up into 3 Pokedexes. But each Pokedex are, like, 150 Pokemon each. Yeah, we wouldn't talk about it as much as not. Definitely not. Not to say Zebstrika. Zebstrika is cool. It's just... It's very uncommon. Like, it's rare to see it in a Pokedex again. The only other place Zebstrika appeared, as far as I'm aware, is in the Auraz on a Mirage Island or two. Alright. What do we got left? 23 minutes, okay. Maybe Glameow line up until Gen 8. And that'll be only 2 generations since... Maybe we need to rank it as, like, generational appearances, not counting remakes. Because I think in generational appearances, not counting remakes, like, Gen 3, a Pokemon from Gen 3... I mean, would it have? They only added, like, 100 Pokemon in Gen 3, which is a lot, but, like... Yeah, Swanna is Black White, Friend Safari, XY. Ultra Space Usam. Aha, we got it. Swanna. Because I'd count Ultra Space in the same category as Dexnav, honestly. Because that's not got a Pokedex entry, right? So yeah, Swanna. Are you sure it hasn't appeared in the Sword and Shield? I feel like I've seen Swanna in Sword and Shield. It's in Kalos. Swanna be in Kalos. Loud and correct buzzer. Ah, Mango, how goes it? I hope your week has gotten off to a good start. We're trying to figure out which Pokemon has been out of the game for the longest. You've done a bunch of nothing. Understandable. Hopefully it's a fun bunch of nothing, rather than a bunch of nothing that you feel bad about doing. You. Yeah, you haven't been in a Pokemon game ever, have you? That's a good point. Yeah, you can get Wild Ducklet on Route 7 and evolve a... monkey covering eyes emoji. Yeah. I don't know which... Oh no, that's Pansage that covers its eyes, isn't it? Alright. Durant's in X and Y, I know that much, and so is Heatmore. I think they're also both in Sword and Shield. Are you implying that you haven't been in a game? Have you? Dradagon is also in Sword and Shield. I'm now realizing every single model in Black and White, every single model that Cerebi is using is like Sword and Shield models. So I can just tell. And every single Pokemon that's been in Black and White... Oh wait, no, has been on DS, but that makes sense because every Pokemon was on DS, so I'm wrong there, actually. Yep, Glameow's only in Sinnoh's Pokedexes. Oh shit, really? Yeah. Not counting, So Glameow has been in 3 Pokedexes because it's been in the remakes of Sinnoh's Pokedex and Heatwave. But Glameow is one of the most shafted Pokemon of all time. Holy shit. We found it. I'm just gonna count remakes for now because, like, it's easier. And I feel like we're not going to find many Pokemon who've only been in one Pokedex. So I feel like the only other Pokedexes being appeared in is, like, remakes of the games you appeared in. And, like, you know what else is fucked up? You can't even get Glameow in Platinum. Glameow isn't in Platinum. You have to trade. From Pearl. So Glameow went from Diamond and Pearl until its remakes before it was available in the wild again, maybe? It might have been available in the wild in Auraz, to be fair, but shush. It's funny, because Missy was scrounging today as I was eating my lasagna for dinner. She was hovering around me, making it known that she wanted some of my food. But then I was about to put some in my mouth, and I was like, wow, this is way too hot. So I blew on it a bit, and she just ran. And I think she thought I was hissing at her, which I feel a bit bad, but, like, now I have a method of how to get the cat to leave me alone if I'm eating food. And that is cool my food down. I mean, it works, so. But yeah, I guess the last question is if there are any Pokemon in Hoenn who've only appeared in their remakes. I feel like the answer to that's going to be no, though, right? Alright. What games does Glameow, like, actually appear in, I guess is the question. You can get Glameow in hidden grottos in White too, apparently, actually. Which is intriguing. You can get it in Auraz, in a Mirage Island, and that's it. The answer is yes, and it's you. You've been in all the games and none of the games. Yo, Schrodinger's Mango. Oh, I love that guy. Alright. It is whack to me that there are some Pokemon who've just barely appeared in the franchise, though. Some Pokemon have barely appeared in the franchise. Let me just check a fact quickly, but I'm pretty sure it's correct. It's not. I was gonna say Bruxish has been in every game since it was added, but that's incorrect. Marini and Toxapex have been in every game since they were added. Bruxish is only in Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Scarlet Violet. So Bruxish ain't quite that bad. How was it called? It's called nothing. My brain isn't working. Okay. And I wonder what Pokemon has appeared in the most generations. Like, is it Lucario or is it something else? Because Lucario's appeared in every gen since Gen 4, which means it's only been out of 3 generations. So it's been in 6. But, like, is there, like, a Kanto or a Johto Pokemon that's been in more? Charizard. Wrong. Charizard is... Oh, to be fair, Charizard's in Gen 1 and 2. Are we counting remakes, I guess is the question. Because then, yes, Charizard has been in, like, a lot. But I'm sure there are other Gen 1 Pokemon who join it on that pedestal, right? Like, I really think the kicker there is if we count remakes or not. And if you go by availability, Charizard's not available in that many. Wait, no, it kind of would be. Never mind. I retract that statement. I'm glad I now know that Dunsparce, Shiny Dunsparce, can't, like, burrow. Because if I think I see a shiny burrowing, that's wrong. Yeah, Charizard would be in Gen 1 and 2, 3, and then 4 as well. It wouldn't be in 5. Would be in 6. Maybe Charizard is. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be Gen 1 Pokemon who are also in all those games, though. Because Geodude was in every game from Gen 1 to 4. It wasn't in 5, but it was in 6. Was it? Probably. It was in 7 because it got the regional variant. It wasn't in 8, at least the base game. Zubat, on the other hand, was in every generation up until 7, I think. I don't think it was in Gen 7. Might have been in the Gen 8 expansion pack and isn't in Gen 9. Abra, on the other hand? Hey, you were close with Furfrou, at least. Only in Gen 6 and Usum, so you guess now it's just Minior? I feel like there's got to be another Gen 6 Pokemon who hasn't reappeared since, though, right? Is there a Pokemon that's been in all the games? Magnemite. I just realized the answer is Magnemite. We've already had a branch of this conversation at least. Magnemite's been in every single game. Except Black and White. And maybe Sun and Moon? In fact, no, I think it's in Sun and Moon. But that's just because Magnemite's awesome, to be fair. Love that guy. You see, if a Pokemon is in every generation, that's stupid. Was in too many generations, that's stupid. Unless they're one of my favorites, in which case that's completely justified and I'm completely on board. The most popular of all Pokemon it should be. Fucking love Magnemite. They should give Magnemite another evolution. They should make regional... Well, they kind of did make regional not regional Magnemite, but they made fucking Sandy Shocks. Paradox Magneton. Which goes hard. They should make a whole game of just him. They should, to be fair. I mean, there's been a whole game of just well, it's not just Magikarp, actually. That's a lie. I was going to say there was a whole game of just Magikarp, referring to Magikarp Jump. But other Pokemon did appear in Magikarp Jump. Like, you could get your Magikarp eaten by a Pidgeotto. I'm pretty sure you did strength training against Boldore. You could see, like, Manaphy and stuff. As, like, you fed your Pokemon. Was it fed? I think it might have actually been in the section where it shows you all your Magikarp. Looking through, and the only Gen 6 ones are Legendaries and Mythicals, really. Yeah, I'd say they don't really count. So we can't really just say Furfrou's it, because, like, I'd say Glameow kind of trumps that, because it's only been in 2 unique Pokedexes of Diamond Pearl BDSPs and Legends. Because that's 2, and it's 4 generations apart. So I feel like we can confidently say Glameow at this point. Pretty much all of Gen 3's been in 2 Pokedexes. Not counting remakes. Because then, yeah, I'd honestly say Glameow, because if it's the only time it's been outside of its home game, this Pokedex, is in Legends Arceus, I wouldn't really entirely count that either, because, you know, how many Gen 4 Pokemon weren't in Arceus? I feel like there were probably a couple of Gen 4 Pokemon not in Arceus. But, like, even Porygon Z was in Arceus, so... 2. Which answer did you pull that answer out, Mango? Or have you used your psychic abilities to bring this to light? Yours? Oh no. But yeah, okay, I feel like we can safely say Glameow that, honestly. Fucked up. Especially since Glameow was like one of the Sinnoh Pokemon that was more heavily focused upon. Like, Zoe had one in the anime, Mars had a Perugly, I pressed the wrong button. Mars had a Perugly, you know? Like, Glameow wasn't like an ignored Pokemon, it was like a pretty, like, focused upon one. I feel like that's the music cutting out, not just... Yeah, it is. That was the music cutting out, not just... Anyway. Oh, hi, Cat. But yeah, yeah, that one just came to you thinking about feelings. That's deep, man. That's really deep. It really is a commentary on toxic masculinity. Alright. What's a feelings? It's our Perugly in one of the in the game I'm playing at the moment. Like the main game. You forgot the nickname again? No, I didn't. I just... Out of context, that's a funny sentence. I wonder if there is like another though. Out of context, most things are funny. That's true, actually. That's very true. I love taking things out of context. Except when it's done to me, in which case that's horrible. Don't take me out of context. Alright. As long as it's not a safe word, it's fine. Oh no. But yeah, Right. Let's... I don't know why I'm saying let's, like there's like anything in particular to do other than... Okay, you leave the context premises immediately. Oh, okay. Should, like, I sign out, or, like, am I just meant to leave? Like, do I have my card? Do I have my card in at reception? Just leave? Okay. Okay. I've been removed. Not again. Boing. If I do this and then this, do I start moving quicker? I think so. Or do you just leap the same distance no matter what? No, you don't. Crazy. Anyway. I don't really know what I was testing there, but I was testing something with the scientific method. I do be bouncing. I do be bouncing. Doing this is like small bounces, which is fun. Boing. Oh. Oh, interesting. If you bounce twice in a row when you're like doing the little like... you're going slowly, it'll like make you go really high the second time. That's weird. Because like the first, like... Oh, I started flying. Okay. Anyway. Let's continue looking for little worm creatures. They're like yokai, right? I should look into what yokai Dunsparce are based on. Alright. Sushinoko, you think? Ah, fair. I mean, yeah, I don't have much knowledge on yokai, unfortunately. But maybe I'll look into it so I can give a lore dump. Give an info dump next. The Dunsparce stream. Or maybe I'll forget. There's a yokai in Phasmophobia. Someone who's only played Phasmophobia getting information about anything about the real world. Person in Phasmophobia. They should add like a like character archetype in horror movies that's person who has only played Phasmophobia. So like when there's like a ghost, they're like, oh, this is just like Phasmophobia, and then they die. That was a bit aggressive, actually. No, that was maybe a bit aggressive. Yo, lore streams, exactly. This is just like, them Minecrafters that the kids love these days. Like, whoa. To be fair, it's a horror movie. Wait, why is it not chasing me? I smudged it. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what those words mean. You don't know anything about that game. I don't either, honestly. I've seen a couple of people play it a few times, and I've seen them, like, screaming as the ghosts, like, chase them or some shit. But I don't know what's going on there. It was just, like, one of those games that, like, everybody streamed for a time. But I managed to watch no one stream it. An impressive trait, I'd surmise. I'd accuse. Oh shit, final minute. Final shiny and final minute. You have a bundle of like sticks or something that you can burn, and when you do that the ghost can't see you. Interesting. Does the ghost not like the smell of incest? Incense. Probably both. Yeah, no, that's fair. Alright. Getting another 2 in this bit, like, immediately, but still fucking whack, though. I guess there's, like, no more, like, higher of a chance of getting 2 right next to each other at the beginning or the end, though. Like, logistically, those have got to be, like, similar chances, right? I don't know, I'm not some kind of statistician. There's probably a scented candle based on both of those. What would you make incest smell like? Oh, by the way, let's change the subject. Overwatch 2 is getting review bombed on Steam. Is it deserved? Is this like, they've done something that deliberately deserves it? Or have they added another gay character and weirdos who have nothing better to do with their time of mad? No, actually, this season is kind of the best it's been in 4 years. So is this just like a general review bombing? Because, like, they're not fulfilling promises, or what? Yep, fair. I mean, I can't slate that. Video games, I mean, actually, politicians shouldn't lie either. I was going to compare video games to politics and say they're nothing alike, which means you can't lie in video games. But, like, really, you shouldn't lie in politics either. Like, lying in neither of those is good. Alright. Let's get back to Dunsparce evolved. The developers recently scaled back promised content for PvE in order to focus more on Overwatch 2's single-player content. First thing that came on search. Fair. Yeah, no, that is scummy, because a lot of people were looking forward to PvE. I think people in China can no longer play it. Fair. Is that, for, like, gambling reasons? Or for, backwards law reasons? Like, oh, I guess laws against gambling. Backwards laws, am I right? Alright. I mean, yeah, those were both regular Dunsparce. Legal reasons or something. Fair. I mean, unless, like, legal reasons mean because there's gay characters in it. License or something. Okay, cool. Alright. But yeah, that was the end of that Dunsparce segment. There's not really much to get it segment. There's not really much else to do. So I do hate to cut the conversation short, but I think I will end off there. But thank you all for coming. I hope you all had a great time. I certainly did. Have been having fun with this hunt. Next stream will be this Wednesday at 7:30 PM BST, where we'll be doing more a Pokemon Gaia, which is a very fun fan game. We just got the Mega Ring, so maybe we'll be Mega Evolving a Pokemon next stream. That'll be pretty exciting. But yeah, I hope you all had a great time. I certainly did, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Goodbye and good night.